There are seasons when the sparks that once leapt from everything grow quiet, when the colors that used to rush to greet our eyes feel like they have been washed by rain and left in a soft gray. We feel the drop, the cooling, the stilling, and we wonder if something essential has slipped from our hands. We name it many things: burnout, boredom, apathy, a rest that will not refresh. We scroll, we search, we strain, but the searchlight finds only fog, and the fog tastes like distance. Excitement leaves like a tide, and the shore looks unfamiliar without its shimmering edge. Yet in the very hush of this slow withdrawal, something else arrives, something we rarely notice when the world is loud. An invitation to hear the smallest sound of our own inner ocean, to witness the shape our breathing makes inside our chest. It is tempting to run, to shake the branches for more fruit, to force the world to entertain us. But the hush asks for trust, a willingness to sit without ornament and ask a patient question. What remains when the fireworks end? What if your life does not need to be dazzling to be profound? What if, beneath the thrill, there is a steady ember waiting to warm you more deeply than any blaze could? The river still moves, even when it carries no glitter. When the applause fades, you may finally hear your footsteps. When the crowd thins, you may finally recognize your own face. Losing excitement may be the first honest conversation your heart has had with you in years. There is a holiness to the plain day. Not the day of triumphs and headlines, but the day of dishes in the sink, the day of emails and errands, the day that asks nothing special of us except presence. Water poured from a cup is a small ceremony. The weight of the cup, the clink, the coolness touching fingers, these are thresholds we step across without noticing. The ordinary is a continual opening, if we allow it to open us. When excitement fades, attention wakes. It blinks, adjusts, and sees again. A life built on attention is a quiet garden, patient with seasons, generous with shade. It does not insist that every day be an eclipse. If the thrill dims, perhaps expectations grew too heavy for the slender bridge of this moment. We hung banners from it, always more, always faster, always new. Eventually, even steel sighs under such banners. Take down a banner, then another. Let them fold into your arms like washed linens. Ask what remains when the slogans rest. Often, what remains is breath. Often, what remains is the fact that you are here. Being here is not a consolation prize. It is the whole prize. The air is gold with this realization, even when its gold is visible only from the corner of the eye. Stillness is not the absence of life. It is the recognition of its deeper currents. Think of gravity, unseen, unhurried, faithful. It does not shout, yet mountains obey it. When we lose excitement, we lose the spark that leaps, but we may find the glow that stays. The glow does not entertain us, it steadies us. It does not dazzle, it clarifies. Clarity is not made of noise, it is made of alignment. Breath with body, body with ground, ground with sky. A long inhale, a longer exhale, and the troubled water settles enough to show us our reflection. Beneath most cravings lies a simpler need, to feel held by what is real. Excitement lets us float. Presence lets us rest. Floating is lovely. Resting is necessary. Your compass points inward not to trap you in yourself, but to guide you toward the one place you can actually stand. From there, you can meet the world entirely, without bargaining. Place a hand on your chest. Feel the weight of your living. This too is excitement. Quiet, devoted, unshowy. The heart has always known this. Excitement is seasonal. So is meaning. So is clarity. What wilts is not dead. It is returning its energy to the root. What sleeps is not lazy. It is practicing for the moment it must wake and sing again. We confuse the end of a bloom with the end of the garden. But the garden has time. It keeps a ledger of light and dark, rain and rest. We are no different. We require wintering. When your excitement sleeps, you are not a broken instrument. You are a violin between songs. The silence holds the memory of the last note and the possibility of the next. Be gentle. Gentleness is not indulgence. It is a precise medicine. When we soften our stance toward our own fatigue, we signal safety to the body, and the nervous system puts down its shield. Clarity tends to appear in rooms where it is safe to be unsure. Do not interrogate yourself with harsh lamps. Light a candle. Ask kind questions. Answers arrive when they will. Try this question. What small, honest thing could I love today, even if no one sees? Then do that. The day does not need spectacle to be worthy of your love. If excitement is a spark, the ember is devotion. Sparks are brilliant and brief. Devotion is warm and reliable. A life can be built around devotion, to craft, to friendship, to the earth, to the simple disciplines that make a day livable. We think passion must be a roar. Sometimes it is the sound of hands in clay, or the rhythm of sweeping a floor, or the way a sentence finds its balance as you sit with it. Let the world be built one stone at a time. Let meaning arrive as a sequence of small yeses. In this way, you can walk even on nights that are moonless. Attention is a currency. Spend it on what you can touch, carry, and nourish. Vaults of novelty promise interest, but often charge you fees in the form of emptiness. Share attention with those around you. Look fully at a face. Let a story finish without rushing it to its point. In the economy of attention, generosity compounds. You may find that clarity grows not from doing more, but from doing less with more presence. This is not resignation. It is the bright discipline of a life that has nothing to prove. The plateau is honest terrain. It shows us the long distance between here and there without the drama of cliffs. The heart grows strong here, tendon by tendon, day by day. Without excitement, we notice our stride. We rediscover cadence. We learn to lean into the wind just enough to save a little breath for the next mile. You are allowed to go slowly. Slowness is not a flaw, it is a form of intelligence, a way of listening to the world by matching its deeper tempos. Silence is a companion, not a critic. It will walk beside you without asking for a performance. In its company, we can tell the truth without ornament. Tell the water what is heavy. Watch it widen and thin. The weight will not vanish, but it will become buoyant, easier to carry, because the world is carrying it with you. Maps do not make the path shorter, they make it clearer. Your breath is a map. Inhale, arrival. Exhale, release. Repeat until the road begins to recognize you. Wonder does not always arrive as spectacle. Sometimes it is the quiet proof that anything exists at all. The fact that there is something rather than nothing. This is the original astonishment. Watch how order arises from cold, how the universe practices its calligraphy on every surface. Wonder is a form of humility, a willingness to be taught by what we cannot control. If excitement is the shout, wonder is the whisper that continues after the crowd goes home. Whispered truth tends to last longer. It takes root in places that shouting cannot reach. Perhaps the wonder you are looking for is not out there at all. Perhaps it sits inside your gaze, waiting for you to look with less hunger and more softness. There was a time you could spend an hour watching dust dance in a window. That capacity did not leave you. It was layered over by noise. Brush away a few layers. See what remains. Let yourself be small under a large sky. The sky has room for your smallness. Smallness is not insufficiency. It is scale in right relation to the whole. Clarity is not a thunderclap. It is a lantern in a room you already live in. You notice it most when you turn down the other lights, when you pause and let the air settle. It will not answer every question. It will not predict the weather, but it will show you the next few steps with honest light, and that is enough for a human life. From clarity, gratitude grows like beads on a thread. You remember simple reliabilities: breath, ground, sky, the generosity of another voice, the taste of water, the warmth of your own hand. Excitement may return in its season, bright and loud. Let it come and let it go. You do not belong to either the drought or the flood. You belong to the riverbed that holds them both. If you are in the quiet now, trust the quiet. Plant what grows in shade. Tend to the roots you forgot. And when the time is right, you will find yourself ready not just to feel, but to know. You have not lost your life. You have put your ear to its heart. In the softened light, the way becomes clear enough to walk, and the walking itself becomes the way.